Hello everyone, Krydex here. Welcome back to our Nullius playthrough. In our last episode, we got all sorts of little things. We got BPA, we got solvent, we got methanol. So we are on our way towards epoxy and tier 3 belts and fiberglass and whatever that unlocks and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to start with epoxy and then see where that gets us, and then probably continue to take a look at what we need for the next tier of bots, along with, because I mean, we're pretty close to this. We just need battery ones and fiberglass. So I guess fiberglass is pretty important, and then battery ones. And once I automate those, then that means I can start automating Logistic Bot 2, which is going to hugely improve my logistics. Then I can actually research Beacon 2 pretty soon. We're just working towards these. And then I can get actual productivity modules, which are awesome because they improve productivity without reducing speed. However, yield module 2s are 5% productivity. So if pure productivity is what I care about, I'll want to use yield 2s instead of productivity 1s, which is kind of interesting. But like a haste, I feel like a haste 2 plus a beacon uses way more power. Huh, that is an interesting trade-off. Yeah, so getting those next tiers of modules will be important at some point, but I don't quite have the resources for that yet. My BPA is stopped because all the benzene is getting used here to make styrene, but that will back up eventually. It's gonna take a while. I don't know if I should have done 125,000 styrene. That might be a little bit overkill. I mean, styrene is used literally only to make plastic and rubber. And is it the good rubber? Not even the good rubber recipe. The good rubber recipe uses butadiene rather than styrene. Or, well, it uses acrylonitrile and solvent rather than styrene. So styrene really is only used in this plastic recipe in a 1-to-2 ratio. So 125,000 styrene means 250,000 plastic, which might be a bit ambitious because I haven't even used that much ever total. I'm sure I will, but yeah, maybe I just put a little circuit on this and call it quits at 60,000, so that will be done soon. Styrene, less than 60K. And I can always remove that later, but I just don't think I need that much styrene built up. So epoxy is next, and that is BPA, ECH, and solvent. We have barrels of solvent, we have barrels of ECH, so I can just automate this right next to the BPA, actually. And I'll probably put it kind of in front like this so that we leave room for beacons if and when we want to expand to that. So epoxy, that is 64 per second. That feels like enough. What did we say we needed? Like 16 for a battery or something? Or am I thinking of solvent? I'm thinking of solvent. Epoxy goes into fiberglass and a few other random things like optical cables and pipes and solar panels. And then all sorts of boxes of things, and then carbon composite and motor 3s later. But yeah, I think this should be plenty of epoxy, at least for now. So then solvent and ECH. I'll just bring in the barrels. Oh, did I open up a gap? No, that's fine. I love being able to move things like that. It's so nice. It probably breaks something at some point, but it seems to have been working fine for me so far. Okay. Face up. Okay, so we need 2 unbarrelings here. I guess I'll line... I can line both up if I do. If I do it smartly. I can just do that. Okay, so then this one will unbarrel solvent. And this one will unbarrel ECH. Request. Let's see, what's the rate here? Solvent 24, ECH 80. Oh gosh, that's way higher of a rate than we'll ever use. And then here we need actually quite a bit of ECH. I'll do 100. Actually, we are going to need this a little closer because of inserters. Because BPA, nicely enough, gosh, this is, yeah, I overshot a little bit. Let's see. Will this work? Yeah. Wait, that's still only 3.75? We need something that goes, like, ultra fast. When do I get the other inserter rotation? Oh, I just actually need to go for it. Because that's really helpful. So we'll get there eventually. For now, I'll just go with 2 inserters, and these will just go slower than they're supposed to be going. But that's still faster than I can go anyway, so that's fine. And this is in a bad spot. And it needs to be more like here and here. Okay. So then wastewater, we can hook up to this right there. All right, so wastewater is taken care of, and then that faces down, and then we hook up all the epoxy, and then we need a barreling pump for that. And I'll actually put it here so that I can build more in the downwards direction in the future. So epoxy. Now epoxy is a bit more expensive, right? Yeah. ECH, it uses a lot of ECH, but not a ton of solvent. And ECH is, can't remember what ECH is. Oh yeah, ECH is basically just propene and other stuff that just takes power. So we've got plenty, well, I was going to say we've got plenty of ECH. Do we? Why is this stopped? We've got some sort of nightmare scenario on our hands. Okay, so the sodium's built up. But this doesn't have enough water because this has too much brine. Now, brine shouldn't ever have stopped up. Right? Because extra caustic solution is supposed to be vented. Only if... Oh, greater than or equal to 2K. Is that what it is? No, no, we've got room for caustic solution. So the water... Oh, because I took away... Doesn't this whole thing net water, though? Don't we get water back somewhere? Am I forgetting how this all works? I am forgetting. There's no water output. So we just need the ability to vent brine, basically, which I never programmed in after I removed the fresh water. So then if brine is overflowing past 50, then we just need to get rid of it. That's all there is to it, I think. Why is that not where? Oh, because the top up. Because we also have an overflow for water. So how do I... Why is this so tricky? I don't know why I'm getting so confused. I think it's because maybe when this is running, we actually end up with extra water. But when that's not running, we end up with extra brine. But the extra brine can just be used here. But then we need more water to get rid of that sodium hydroxide. Right, okay. So we always need more water no matter what. So I actually might not need to vent water. That might be the problem. But who actually knows what the case is here? I know this will make it run again, but is it ever going to stop running? Because now it overflows both brine and water. Which we don't really want that. Can I move this up too? No, that's in the way. I can move that up. So we can have some sort of circuit condition on a pump here. I'm just trying to think of what it should be. Like, we should only get rid of brine if this belt has, I don't know, 4 greater than or equal to 4? Will it even hold 4? I don't even know. I guess if we make sure that's on the closest part it can be, that may or may not be correct. Maybe we'll call it 3. Okay. So there we go. Now ECH is running again. Which is about triple the propene. And I'm just trying to remember. So each of these is 20 barrels. 20 barrels is 1,000 of a liquid. So this would be 10,000. So maybe we should let ECH build up to 20,000, which costs 60,000 propene. How much propene do we have? Oh, we got plenty of propene. We are in the soon to overflow stage. So yeah, what I really want here is an or statement, because I actually want this propene to be used making this stuff. Oh, we're also capped out on ethylene, is that right? Oh. So that means we're using more ethylene to make benzene, right? Why are we not? This is broken. This should be running right now. Ethylene, 83K. Benzene is less than 50K. So what's 70%? Is this just... I guess this should be like 90,000 then. Wait, that's the wrong one. where's the ethylene on this guy? It's this one. A wired pump and an overflow valve. Make sure that you don't ever use all of the input. So you only overflow into the valve, and then the valve only runs if something else. So it's like two conditions at once. It's just a way to have two pieces of logic, but this is not what I wanted. That can stay 80,000. This is just the extra methane overflow. It's this one that I actually want to be maybe 90,000. There we go. Because then we'll use up extra propene and ethylene to make extra benzene when I need it. Okay, well, whatever. We've got epoxy. That's the important part. Ta-da! So that's done. Hooray! And then we've finished our to-do list, at least the ones we had. So now we want fiberglass, I think. So fiberglass is made out of glass fibers. What do you know? And epoxy. So we have the epoxy. Glass fibers are just hard glass and water, and hard glass is a little tricky. Alumina, silica, boric acid, and lime. So boric acid we get from a different type of volcanic gas separation. Which we actually get monoxide. Makes me almost want to do this near... We also get sulfur dioxide, though, which I don't necessarily want to waste either. I don't have a central sulfuric acid plant. I probably should have one. Right now, the only place I'm using sulfuric acid is here. Which, where am I even doing the volcanic gas separation? Oh, right here. So the, like, volcanic gas separation, we use twice as much. It does make twice as much sulfur dioxide, twice as much air. Okay, we basically just get free boric acid, but it's a little slower. It's 80 per 3 seconds instead of 40 per 1. So it kind of makes sense to do both. Like this one makes more than enough sulfur dioxide per second anyway. So I might as well have that set up and just put the boric acid in the network. But the problem is eventually that's going to overflow. Those only stack to 100, so that's 2,000 boric acid. So then we'll want some sort of top up to that. You know, maybe I'll put it in line like this. We'll move that. And then we will move this down by 1. Connect it. This will be a top up to 10%. These will connect to the right. Oh, crap. Yeah. Wait, here? I guess here I could use a T-junction, but these, there are no pipes that have 2 overground connections, unfortunately. That's kind of annoying. What am I doing here? I guess we'll just connect that this way. I mean, I'm sure there was a better way to do this. I'm imagining you are correct about that. But this works, and now I'm done. So that'll just make sure the sulfur dioxide's always topped up, because eventually this will stop running because of the boric acid. But this way we get some free boric acid, which helps a little bit. Then I also need another one that is specifically designed to make boric acid. I think would be good. And these are all just voidable. So, are we close enough to feed back the carbon monoxide? Do I have a monoxide feedback loop somewhere that I could just use? That's dioxide, that's wastewater. Is there anything that makes monoxide nearby that I hooked up? Doesn't look like it. So I don't know if it's worth running another pipe all the way up there. So I'll just say screw it, and we'll just get rid of everything. And then this is for this kind of chest. And we'll switch that to an active provider later. Which I should put on the map, because we wanted to not forget about these. And then there's actually the unbarreling ones are going to need active providers too. Oh gosh, I forgot about this. Empty barrel on the unbarrelers. Active providers fine as long as you set a restriction on the inserter, which is usually what I do for something like that, where I could end up with too much of it. I use an active provider and then I'll set a restriction on the inserter for the logistics network. But it's good because you always, well, you don't even need a wire for that, but you always want boric acid if you're needing sulfur dioxide anyway. So unless we're completely maxed out on boric acid, then we do want to use this. And active providers are better than storage because storage is annoying because other things go in storage. So I always prefer active providers to just placing into storage. Anyway, I mean, it's pretty similar at the end of the day if I set that to boric acid. The problem is boric acid from somewhere else could come in here, and maybe I want more than 2,000 boric acid in my storage network before it stops, and then that makes this a little trickier. Okay, so we need hard glass. But you can just set the condition on the third distillery to output only output boric acid when the logistic network is below some threshold. Yeah, but you don't even really, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing, because right now, if I have active provider here, and this is just a, what is this called? Passive provider supply chest, then this will just be full, you know, and basically it will always prioritize the active providing, because those will go into storage chests. Whereas this could only work if it's below a certain amount, which is a slightly different prioritization. And I prefer to prioritize these by putting them into an active chest. And then this just runs, and so this is always at full. But this will only get used if all the storage chests are empty in the first place. So that's kind of, I mean, that is the prioritization we want. It only requires one setting on an inserter to make sure the logistics doesn't overflow. That's just how I am used to doing things, so that's how my brain works. Not that what you said is not a good solution either. They're basically the same solution at the end of the day. It's just not how I've done things in the past. So hard glass, I think I should actually make a... Storage is already prioritized. Well, that's what I'm saying. I just don't want to put into a storage chest. I never insert into a storage chest. I always insert into an active provider, and I let the bots move that into storage. Is 10 per second insane? Yeah, that looks insane. 50 furnaces. Let's not do that. Maybe 1 per second. I mean, how much fiberglass do I want? I guess let's start with that. Actually, here. Because I don't know how much hard glass do we need apart from fiberglass. Hard glass goes into second tier of lamp, sensor node, solar 3, and then tier 4 pipes. So not a ton of places. So hard glass is mostly used in just a couple recipes. And I'm guessing sensor node 2s, yeah, they're only used in rockets. And solar collector 3 is not used in anything except solar 4. So it's not like we need a ton of hard glass. Well, actually, what about lamp 2s? Do those go in anything? They do go in relay 3s and sensor 2s. Oh, crap. Okay, so that will use a reasonable amount of hard glass because we need a lot of sensor 2s for modules and such and various buildings. So, what did I do? So we are going to want some extra hard glass. Alumina. Well, I'm supplying it. Good thing, because we're going to need it. Alumina, silica, boric acid, and lime. Okay. Now, fiberglass, on the other hand. How much of that do we need? It's used in pipe 3s, power pole 3s, processors, which I'm going to need a lot of, robot frames, belt 3. Okay, we want a lot of fiberglass. So I might want 5 a second. Gosh, is that too much? I guess we'll find out. Let's go with large assemblers. Definitely want yield for these. Glass fibers. More yield. And then hard glass is here. And yield on that. So there we go. That's all the things I need. And then we want extra hard glass output. Maybe 2 a second. Because this is already a pretty big build. How much boric acid are we getting? 0.667. Okay. And this requires... Okay, so boric acid should be okay. Alumina... We've got our huge aluminum build here, which is making like a ridiculous amount of alumina per second, so I should be fine on 2.26 usage. Yeah, I mean, we're totally backed up on all the products there. Silica, we actually don't have set up in large amounts. Do we? Do I have silica in the network? It shows I do. I'm wondering where that's coming from. Let's check on that. Is that from down here? No, but we do have lime. This needs 1.51 lime, so I'm not totally sure if this is fast enough lime down here. That does make up to 2.4. But that's also used in the other things. Now, where is the silica coming from? Oh, it's just right here. So the silica is coming from this setup back here, which makes 4.8 per second. Now, it's worth noting, I should turn this extra sand, which is sent up here, into silica. Yeah. So, like, after we've filled up this chest with sand, we should make silica out of the rest of it. Because otherwise I'm just wasting that sand anyway, and I probably need the silica. So let's set that up real quick. Which needs flotation cells. Do I have those? There they are. So let's set that up down here. Probably like 3 is plenty. If I'm remembering the rates properly. Yeah, that could use up to 9 sand a second. And these can go next to each other. So then sand... It's a little unfortunate. So let's see, how is this working? This sand goes this way and just gets used up. So that is the death of sand. Starting from here. So all the sand that would get used up, output priority to the right, we will use it for silica first. There we go. So then that'll come down. This feels somehow wrong that I'm outputting the wastewater on this side, but inputting the sand. I don't know why, but that feels like I'm breaking some sort of rule. It's really funny. Now wastewater is not happening here. It is happening here. Is there a wastewater pipe somewhere? Nah. I don't know if keeping wastewater is really all that helpful. Maybe ultra late game, I'll need more of it, but at that point I can just make it from scratch if I really need to. Okay. So wastewater dealt with, and then this is saline water, which is not there. Do I have saline water anywhere in here? That's also fresh water. Nope. Okay, so I'll need a seawater. Well, let's start with the hydro plant. So there we go. Saline water, wastewater. And then do that. And we need a little 2x3, 1 space back, and that's how you fit a seawater intake. And I don't see a reason to need yield on these. Maybe I should. And we actually need 2 inserters on each of these. 2.5 output and handle it. Okay, so then this is use first silica. So that will go up here into a now storage, soon to be provider chest, again with a condition. I can even set the condition if silica is less than 5,000. Wow, yeah, that is a lot of wastewater, but it feels like the amounts I'm getting now are kind of inconsequential in the long run anyway. When dealing with like other recipes with lots of beacons and stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe I should fill up a bunch of large tanks, but I'll be lazy for now. Okay, so that's plenty of silica, and that way we're using all wasted sand first to make silica instead of going to get destroyed. So that's good. I still don't know if that is enough silica in total, but it should be okay, and then let's make sure the lime is good. Let's add a little bit more lime capacity here. So that can make up to 2.5. So I actually need another crusher. This is a little messy at this point. Can that go farther? Yeah. I'll connect that up there. This will go down and around, and then we'll just have 2 inserters? Yeah, maybe 3. Are they? What is my global production? That's a great question, Complex Killer. Wastewater. My global production averages out around 23,000 a minute. So it is quite a lot if I were to store it, but that means I need a large tank for 5 minutes of production. So I could make a field of 20 large tanks, and that would be full in like 100 minutes. So it just... I have such a high production that storing it is kind of inefficient. Because... yeah, exactly. Like, once I have things that are derived from wastewater, it makes more sense to store some stuff, maybe, and use it up. But right now, it's just like, whatever. Yeah, 750 to 1. That is indeed a good ratio. Okay, so I need a little bit more lime than this. Unfortunately, we kind of haven't set it up well to fit more in here. But maybe I can figure something out here. First off, we'll connect that. And then we can have this insert on another little belt here. And thank goodness for Bob's adjustable inserters. Then we can have a little bit more lime on this guy on the bottom of that belt, which will be like this. Ta-da! There we go. More lime accomplished. Now I did something wrong here. Oh, this. There we go. Okay. Now we've got plenty of lime, and I should be good to make fiberglass. Sweet. So I'll pin this build. I have large assemblers. I have foundries. Do I have enough medium furnaces? I do. Do I have enough yield modules? I think I do. Now, where should I build this? These are pretty large numbers. 17 furnaces. So I don't want to build it in the middle of the base. I think this is one where I want to build it a little bit on the outskirts. And then I can use belts to belt in and out stuff. So I'll expand my logistics a little bit here. I think I'll build it up here. Get rid of these rocks. Hate rocks. They're so coarse and irritating. Go away, go away. Okay. I don't know why I always close out of these when I need them. But 4 ingredients to make hard glass. That's pretty simple. So, I mean, I think just a basic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know why I still have those. They're used in a couple things, but I haven't had inventory problems ever since I switched over to not having all the metals. And so I don't really care, I guess. I think plastic is used in something that I want to handcraft once in a while. I'm trying to remember what it is. Is it one of these? No, those just... So I do need glass because of the pipe stuff. I guess top up. Well, I already have valves delivered, so I don't need those. Yeah, maybe I don't need plastic anymore. Oh, what I was thinking about is I should have, and I don't even have a lot of them, the different materials I need to like mirror things, because that's kind of annoying. Honestly, I think mirroring shouldn't require an extra item. That personally bothers me a little bit. Okay, now for this hard glass recipe, are any of the rates very high? Not at all. Okay, so get those all set up. The built-in stuff. How did you escape the deconstruction planer? Script-based hotkey switching. Oh, you mean for the mirroring? That would be very nice. That would definitely be a positive change. Okay, that. This is where I wish you could build backwards on underground belts more easily. Gosh, that's not even on the right section. Okay. So here we will get our requester chests. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the rates on the silica in particular are a bit higher. Maybe we'll do more of a sideways concept here. Let's do this. Yeah, mirroring and priorities, that would be very nice. Okay, so there's that. And then we want alumina. Let's go with 100 seconds worth. So 226. We'll just do exactsies. Silica, 376. Boric acid, 76. And lime, 151. Okay. And then we do need epoxy on a pipe as well. So unbarreling right here. Epoxy, empty. And 100 seconds would be 14, 16, which is 10, 20, 30 barrels, roughly. And water I can make on site, and that'll do it. Beautiful. The other nice thing about these advanced underground pipes is that they end up having less of a buffer, because you only need one of them every so many sections. Then your total, I don't know what the right word is, just the total buffer that you have in an underground section, and even just when you're connecting up all the buildings, is just a lot less. And so that saves you a lot of, especially when you're using more expensive liquids like with epoxy. Now, I guess I kind of forgot about the output. So we gotta move all these up, because I'd rather have the output in the middle than on the outsides. So we'll just have the hard glass on this. And then probably put it on one side of the belt. No reason to use two sides. And then I can just copy that. And then we'll use substations to hit up power. Okay, there we go. Hard glass is a go. And then Still don't know why I keep closing out of this. It's just like, I guess I think it's in my way or something, and it's just second nature. Close it. So we got that done. Now we need 5. Well, we want to prioritize hard glass. Do I want to prioritize hard glass out? I guess we'll just keep it 50-50, honestly. Half of the hard glass will go towards the base, and half will go towards fiberglass. Which kind of is... because half of the hard glass I'm making is more than enough to make all the fiberglass I can make with these numbers. So I guess it kind of... it's like prioritizing it towards fiberglass, but... either way. And then we just need 5 of these. The steam I really don't care about. I'm just going to get rid of that. It's a very small amount of steam anyway. That's only 180 kilojoules compared to like 15 megawatts. So it's not like I could get much power back even if I wanted to. Fresh water. Pretty easy. And then, as usual, we'll just get rid of the wastewater. So easy when you have safe water fill, let me tell you. And then I need a well. Yeah, distilleries are huge, and condensing this, yeah. But I think I already have that, actually. That's not, what's it? Water. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and it's a 10-to-1, so I would only get 3.1 water back anyway. So there's not really much of a point to that. The energy cost of the water's already close to 0, especially if I put some efficiency in here. It's basically a rounding error at that point. Steam can just go the way of the air. Okay, and input rate slow, output rate slow. So now I kind of forgot to check. Glass fiber is probably used in other stuff too, isn't it? Yep, optical cable. Crap. So then I'm going to overbuild this by a smidge to support some optical cable production. Because I'm going to need that very soon. Okay. So then glass fiber... let's see. It's not quite enough space. Here, you put over there, then I have some room to work with. So that's what gets provided to the base, and then we have epoxy coming over. No, I want to leave room for beacons there. And I'll put 3 just so that over the course of time, as things build up, we have a little bit more catch-up speed. And then a corner here seems perfect. The rate is 0.9. And then output rate, we want sideways inserter. Ta-da! We've got fiberglass. And these are probably worth a beacon with efficiency. I think I've decided that. And these, what does that save? You go from 624 on 4 to 494. So I'm saving 125 times 4. So this is 500 kilowatts saved, costing 100. So definitely worth it. You know, it raises the average usage of my base, because when these are idle, then these beacons are still taking power. But it lowers the average usage by 1.6 megawatts right there. So that's worth it. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So then these are the things being provided. I don't want to use up all this space, so I'll actually have them come back over. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely use more, but I think I'm happy with that. Maybe I should do a couple more. Because, yeah, I mean, until they're to negative 80%, obviously we can add more without wasting anything. But I'm not massively concerned about power. It is starting to add up, but with all the geothermal I added, I mean, look, we're not even using my non-wind power all that often. So I'm sure once I get something big automated, it's been a while since I've like automated buildings that take all kinds of resources. Oh, I'm out of belts. That's a thing. Also, these should probably have like a charging station nearby. Okay. Are they coming for me? I don't see them coming for me. Am I out of... No, it does say 177 on the way. Wow. I guess I am very far. Yes, the amorphous blob. That is a good word for it. I definitely am excited. Oh, here's the line. You can see the straight line. That's where the belts are, I think. Oh, no, that's not belts, actually. Belts are down here. Yep, that one. I wonder what's coming from over here. Power poles, maybe? No, I didn't build a bunch of power poles. Pipes. I thought it was from this area, but I didn't use a bunch of any of these buildings, so you're probably right. Or maybe inserters. It was the inserters. That's what it was. And then there was some pipes too, for sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm very excited for bot 2s because twice as fast with twice as much cargo basically is 4 times the throughput per bot and half of the time. I don't know what you call it, startup time, kind of the overhead, like how long do I have to wait for bots to get me stuff will be half as much time. Because the throughput doesn't matter as much per, or sorry, the cargo capacity per bot doesn't matter when you have enough. But yeah, the delay time, that's the word. Very simple word, isn't it? Although right now I don't seem to have enough bots to handle everything, so that could be part of the problem too. I wonder if they'll catch up here in a minute. And they're just low because I just... Well... No, it seems like the bots are just low in general. So I should probably add some more in. I'll throw in another 200. Maybe that'll catch things up. But yeah, tier 2 bots will be very nice. I also should check, are there any spots that are overcharging? Doesn't look like it. I don't see a giant gaggle of bots stuck. Maybe right here, actually? There's a lot. Maybe another charging station. kind of in that middle section. I could use a few more, but it's not too bad. But it wouldn't hurt to have more just in this central column. Yeah, it was mostly up here. But I feel like I have plenty. Maybe we'll just throw one more in this area. Okay, anyway. We need to actually put those things in chests, so I can actually use fiberglass. Also, I should change my power pole request to be 90, not 100. That way when I deconstruct them, I don't end up with extras past one stack. Okay, and now we just want... Well, let's see. We can go a little closer, I guess. More underground belt. So we need fiberglass. And how much did I make? 5 per second? So I actually need... yeah, 7.5. There we go. And then glass fiber. So we want a filter inserter for these. Hard glass and glass fiber. Where actually is it? I'm so used to like Pyanodons where you basically don't have a chance in the world to find what you're looking for without searching for it, but in Nullius there's a small enough amount of items you can actually find what you're looking for, which is pretty cool. Okay, and I'm fine with these all filling up to 2,000. Fiberglass should probably have more than 2,000, to be honest. Sweet! Fiberglass is accomplished. So then that means I can make pipe 3s now, I think. Right? Pipe 3, which can handle 80% pressure. Yep, fiberglass and epoxy. So then we can get pipe 3s. We have concrete, so we can get underground pipe 3s. And then for all of the junctions, looks like we need bearings. And we need the red underground ones. So bearings, ceramic powder. That's kind of annoying. We don't have ceramic powder yet, and boron is a little tricky, but I guess I can make that. Where's my big aluminum belt? Because we're not going to need a ton of bearings right now. So I'm fine actually just making a little bit right here. Wait, did I not see assembler there? Nope, it's furnace. I did not see assembler. I just thought I did. So furnaces... Do I really not have them on my hotbar? It's kind of crazy. I really don't. Well, let's fix that. Okay, so ceramic... Or no, we're making boron. Wastewater is completely inconsequential. And boric acid... I can have... here in a requester chest. Because we have that already set up. And wastewater is not within short reach, and this is such a tiny amount. I definitely don't care about it. So we'll just outfall that. And then I'll just put that directly into a supply chest. Throw some yield. Oh, wait, crap. There's also alumina to deal with. Probably easier to just do this. And put that in a storage chest, which will be an active provider. And then I'll just build up to 1 stack less, probably. Until it'll stop itself. How close am I to that? Okay, we are getting closer to... What was I unlocking? Oh, yeah, the more inserter configuration. And then, is this non-stack capacity, or do we not see that? I mean, no, we don't see that for a long time. But the chest types here, we are getting closer to this. The provider chest. So we need that. Getting there. Am I missing another one? What am I missing? Why is this? Oh, the titanium. Okay, well, we're getting there piece by piece, but we've got some boron now, which means I can make ceramic powder in a furnace. Basically near some nitrogen is probably the best place to do that. Which... I have some nitrogen down here, right? And this is where my ingots are anyway. Ooh, I could change these into faster furnaces. Let's do that. And then, since they're faster, we can get some yield on them. Anyway, don't I have nitrogen down here? Yeah. And there's a pipe for that, which is currently not hooked up to anything. But this seems like a reasonable enough place to make a little bit of whatever that stuff was called, ceramic powder. It does make some monoxide, not enough to care. And then nitrogen. I still don't know why sometimes it removes them and sometimes it doesn't. We haven't been able to figure that out. It's probably the picker mods that I have, if I had to guess who the culprit was. But I haven't actually tried, like, uninstalling them and seeing if that fixes it. And I wouldn't really want to lose the picker mods anyway, so... At least that would tell me what the culprit is, but I don't actually want to change anything. So we need silicon ingot, graphite, and beacon. Probably easiest if I do this. Let's drop a substation. Requester chest. Oh, that's a lot of requests. How is my graphite doing? Okay, graphite's fine. And then... yeah, okay. Then we'll just put that in a chest right here. Supply chest. So we use a very small amount of boron in total. But basically, graphite and silicon ingots are both roughly 1 per powder. So then we'll definitely stop this at 1,000. Or even... I mean, each bearing only uses 1 ceramic powder, so... we probably could stop it at like 500, but we'll let it build up over time. Now my bots... I lost one, first of all. Did I drop him outside the network or something? How did I lose one? Oh, I put him in my trash slot, so I actually put it in the storage network somehow. Okay, we'll put him back, and then we'll do another 100. So that should be 1,800 now. And then maybe, yeah, we'll just go to 1,900. I know I'm gonna need them. And that, I think, will conclude this episode. Well, maybe I'll finish bearings. Where's my lubricant? Didn't I set up lubricant somewhere, or am I crazy? I have more up here, but I didn't ever set up lubricant barreling or anything, or a central lubricant network. Which is pretty ridiculous, but I think this lubricant right here is plenty. So we will make the bearings here. Now I assume those are in an assembler. So we'll just set that up real quick. Even right here. Bearing, nope, they're not made in an assembler. They're made in a foundry. So, foundries. Nope, that's a barreling pump. There you are. Foundry. Bearing. Bam. 1 per second seems to be more than enough. Request some ceramic powder. Provide bearings. Ta-da! And we'll put yield on that just to save ourselves some resources in the long run. And then that will enable us to do all the pipe 3 stuff. Pipe 3s. So that'll be the project for the next episode. Awesome. Okay, what should I take a picture of? Maybe my fiberglass factory. So yeah, as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking of the Nullius series. I know I've been enjoying it a lot. It feels difficult in all the right ways, but not so difficult that it's kind of like hard to enjoy it sometimes, which is how Pyanodons feels sometimes. And it's also not so repetitive. Like, what am I trying to do? Screenshot. Not so repetitive like Industrial Revolution 2 or Angel Bob's feels sometimes. So, I've very much enjoyed Nullius so far. There's still a lot left to do. I feel like I'm not even halfway done. Maybe I'm close to halfway. I don't know exactly when it's over, but in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all next time.